Yeah, the carbon tax is important, and I think we'll talk about it a lot tonight. I think the main thing to look at the central difference between the NDP and the BC Liberals on this question is an announcement that Christy Clark made a week ago, where she said basically that the Liberal Party's policy is to freeze the carbon tax for 5 years, over 2 election cycles. Now, what does that mean? What we're trying to achieve in law with legislated targets is a 33% reduction in greenhouse gas emissions by 2020. You can't achieve that by freezing the carbon tax and leaving it orphaned and unaltered until 2019, the eve of when that binding target comes into effect. So we put some thought into some policies about how the NDP can keep the province of British Columbia moving forward on its responsibilities to lower greenhouse gases. And one of the key ones is to change the carbon tax and how it's collected to make it a revenue positive carbon tax. I mentioned in my opening remarks, the carbon tax needs to fund things like green infrastructure in communities, both large and small, in every region of this province. And it needs to fund public transit service, right here in places like the Capital Region, or the Lower Mainland, or other parts of BC. We have 55 communities in British Columbia that have BC Transit services, and most of them are in a state of semi-crisis like we are here in Greater Victoria, where passengers are stranded and transit services are in decline. So we'll fix that. And we've said how we'll pay for that, because I remember Adrian Dix and I and others went to the Board of Trade and we told them that we would increase the corporate rate of tax to 12%. Now bear in mind, when the Liberals came to power, it was 16%. It's a modest proposal. But we went into a business audience who generally doesn't like to hear that anyone's going to raise their taxes. We told them we have a province in deficit. We told them we want the carbon tax to work and get their employees to mobility improved, move goods and services faster, and have the carbon tax work more effectively. And you know what? We got out of the room. They applauded Adrian Dix's candor and his approach, which is to do what you say and say what you're going to do.